Oh man. What's up, Scootopians? Old man Dan here. Welcome to Scootopia. Today, got a good one for you. I've been approached by a lot of people about the differences between the Wolf King and the Wolf Warrior. Well, today we're going to make it plain and simple the differences between the Wolf Warrior and Wolf King. All right. So before we get into the differences, let's find out what are the similarities. There are a lot of similarities in both of these machines. The both Wolf Warrior and the Wolf King both sport dual pole stems. If you know me, you know that I'm a big fan of dual pole stems because dual pole stems are more stable than single pole stems. And of course, the stability on the Wolf Warrior and the Wolf King is bar none. There is amazing stability in both, due in part to the 3-point safety mechanism of the 3-point safety features of the lock folding mechanism for the stem. Incredible. Their patented folding mechanism is one of the most stable in the industry. Sometimes it's difficult to some people, but I tell you what, once you get it down and you know how to do it, you watch my video on operating the folding stem, it makes it real simple. You'll find that you'll be able to unfold and fold this thing and get it loaded in your vehicle in 3 minutes, each and every time. All right, it's just basically following the 3 principles that I lay out on that video. And once you identify those 3 things and you just lock in on that, it makes it real simple. All right. That's why you see me always carrying the Wolf with me, because it's the easiest of my scooters to transport. All right. So both of them, when they're folded down, they become very long. They have that in common. They both have 11 by 4 inch tubeless pneumatic tires. These are the road tires. You can also get the off-road tires for those that like to off-road. Now, when you do off-road tire, make sure it's for off-roading, because when you get on the street and do road riding, you lose traction and you lose 4 miles per hour on speed. They both have, fenders. They both have the same size deck, 20-inch long deck, 9 inches wide, 8.5 inches from the floor or the ground. They both have Zoom hydraulic brakes. I'll tell you the difference in them both later. They both sport the Mini Motors iDisplay, which is one of the best displays in the industry. They both have 40 amp mini motor controllers. All right. What else? They both have the aluminum forged framing around them that really gives its rigidity. It makes it really durable, and which I think has made this Wolf Warrior become the king of off-roading. All right. They both have the motorcycle grade shocks for the front, and they both have the spring shocks loaded in the rear for suspension. The control arms for the rear are the same, and they both have the tail light, brake light on the back. That's the same. They both do not have indicator turn signals, but of course, you see on my mods, I've added turn signals for that reason. On the switches, they do not have indicators on the switches. In other words, you don't know when they're engaged or not, because they don't light up or give you any kind of signal that they're engaged. All right. So they both have front deck lights. They're okay just to light up the ground right in front of you. But the light that comes with it, that the 2 round lights, are very good lights. And they both have horns. All right. So very loud horn. And those are the similarities in both of these scooters. They both have 24-inch handlebars. They're both 38 inches from the deck to the bars. Okay. What else? I think that's it. Now, what makes these two scooters different? Okay. There are three things that make these scooters different. Number one is the battery. Number two are the motors, and then so you have your batteries, your motors, and you have the brakes. Those are the three things. All right. Let's talk about the Wolf Warrior. The Wolf Warrior comes with a 60 volt lithium ion battery. It's that 60 volt battery is 35 amp hours, and the battery is in this thing that you stand on, which is called the deck. All right. And the motors is 1200 watt motors, front and back. It's a dual motor scooter. So you have 1200 watt motors, which gives you a nominal peak of 5400 watts of power. All right. The brakes on the Wolf Warrior, the Zoom hydraulic brakes, are 140 millimeter rotors. Okay, and and that one is 2 inches thick. I mean 2 millimeters thick. I said 2 inches. If it was 2 inches, we'd be in trouble. And then on the Wolf King, you have the 160 millimeter rotors, 3 millimeters thick, and there are Zoom hydraulic brakes as well. But then you have the 72 volt lithium ion battery pack, 28 amp hours. Okay, and people make a big thing out of range, but the voltage and the watt are so close that you only get about 2 to 3 miles difference in range. All right. These scooters, the difference in them is really boils down to preference. You know, how comfortable are you with speed and power? Because this King definitely has the speed and power, and you notice it. I mean, you know, it's a comparable scooter to the 11X when it comes to speed and power. You know, and both of them, you know, I'm gonna definitely have to bring them two together and compete and see, you know, just which one is actually the king of which one goes the fastest, because this thing is really, really fast. Riding them separately, you would think that this is faster than the 11X, and the 11X is fast. It is very fast. But what I like about this Wolf King and Wolf Warrior, that they're really nimble. Out of all the scooters I have, I like the nimbleness of them and the fact that they are for big dogs. I'm 240 pounds with my gear. And so I'm 6 feet 1 inch tall, long arms, big hands, big feet. So, you know, that's why the 11X works. It has that big deck, taller bars, taller stem, wider bars, you know. So the differences in the two boils down to preference. You know, some people, they like to ride. I mean, I ride, most of my rides are 25, 30 miles per hour. I love enjoying the scenery and riding and enjoying my ride, especially riding with someone. So most people getting a scooter, they're not getting a scooter to be, you know, flying like a bat, you know, out of hell, you know. They are literally getting a scooter for pleasure, for enjoyment, and to really have fun. You know, it's a very fun mode of transportation that happens to have the power so that people can keep up in traffic. You know, let's just say that. But those are the differences, and those are the similarities of both of these scooters, and why a person should pick one over the other. It all boils down to your preference. Do you like fast power and all of that? Or do you want something that still has speed and power, but, you know, doesn't hit that 62 miles per hour? This one hits 50 miles per hour in suggested manufacturer's speed. Now, all the manufacturer suggestions are based on a 165 pound rider. Just note that. So when you talk about, you know, the weight and all that, you know, their load is 330 pounds it's supposed to carry, but the higher you get to that, the less your performance. So the less speed, the less range, the less, you know what I'm saying? And then all of that is based on road conditions, weather and temperature, your battery charge, your P settings. You know, there are variables that give you the outcomes as to whether you get close to what the manufacturer recommends or says that it can do. You know, it can do that if you do this, right? So, so that's it. Those are the differences. And so I hope that answers it for you. So now if you got that question, you can always come back to the video, check it out, and you'll be able to see. Also, if you want to learn how to operate the stem on your Wolf brand Warrior or King, go to my video on operating the the Kaabo Wolf folding mechanism, and it'll give you the 3 points that you really need to focus on. All right, so this is Old Man Dan saying make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you like and share my videos. And if you really want to stay up to date on all my latest power scooter content, make sure you tap that bell. All right, this is Old Man Dan saying I'm out, guys.
About to meet the man, Old Man Dan. Was about the mud to help mankind. Start a scooter club, I know you're fine, cause you're just like that. You bend over backwards to help a man. You strap up, you boot up, you throw on your colors. Get ready to hang, riding with the fellas. Yeah, yeah, on a glorious crusade. Helping those in need. Now they got it made. West Coast scooter.